About the story is about exploring the journey of majestic mountains, a journey of natural beauty. Author and writer, Abhishek Singh. After finishing exam, I went to my maternal grandmother home, where I decided to go to the Purnagiri temple, Naimishtam through bus. Himanshu, Nikhil and Kisu were traveling with me at Purnagiri, Naimishtam. We were all having a great time together. Himanshu and Nikhil were constantly teasing Kisu and making her laugh. It was so much fun to watch them interact together. Suddenly, we heard a loud noise. We turned around and saw a group of monkeys running towards us. We all started running away from the monkeys. Himanshu and Nikhil were holding on to Kisu to make sure she was safe. We all laughed and joked about the incident afterwards. It was a moment that we will never forget. 7 o'clock of the evening, going to be done while traveling to Purnagiri temple, our bus had stopped at Laharpur town. We all got off the bus and started exploring the town. We found a small shop and bought some snacks. We then sat down on the side of the road and ate our snacks. It was a beautiful day and we were all enjoying the peace and quiet of the town. Therefore I embarked on a unique journey from the quaint town of Laharpur to the spiritual town of Naimishtam. It was 9 o'clock in the evening when driver took a bus from the bus stand in Laharpur. I had planned this trip for weeks as I had always wanted to explore the ancient town of Naimishtam and its spiritual significance. As the bus started, I settled into my seat and began to gaze outside, watching the small town fade into the darkness of the night. The cool breeze was soothing as it rushed past his face, calmed his nerves, and excited for my new journey. As I made my way towards Naimishtam, I passed through various towns with small markets bustling with activity. The lively atmosphere of the towns and the hustle-bustle of the people kept me entertained during the journey. As night fell, the bus made its way through winding roads, under a starry night sky. The streets were illuminated by the flickering lights of small towns, and the occasional village temple resounded with chanting priests and the sound of devotional hymns. Finally, after several hours of travel, the bus arrived at Naimishtam. The morning sun was just beginning to spread its rays across the sky as I stepped out of the bus. The serene and tranquil atmosphere surrounding the temple town was breathtaking. My journey from Laharpur to Naimishtam filled me with immense joy and a deep sense of spiritual fulfillment. The soul-enriching journey was not just about physical travel, but an inner voyage of self-discovery too. I felt blessed to have embarked on this journey and promised myself to come back and visit this mystical place again someday. When I reached the temple, I saw that it was very crowded. I had to wait in line for a long time to get inside. Finally, we were able to go inside. I was very excited to see the temple. I was also very happy to be able to pray to Lord Shiva. After praying, I went to the gift shop. I bought a few souvenirs for my friends and family. Then, I started to walk back to the bus. I was very happy that I was able to visit the temple with my maternal grandmother. Therefore I started from Naimishtam, embarked on a journey with my maternal grandmother to Purnagiri temple. The journey began with them boarding a bus from Naimishtam. As I set out on my journey, I couldn't help but feel excited. The prospect of visiting the famous Purnagiri temple with my maternal grandmother was a dream come true for me. The bus ride was bumpy, but my grandmother sat next to me, holding my hand every time the bus shook. She told me stories of her childhood and experiences visiting various holy places. As the bus rode through the valleys and hills of Uttarakhand, I couldn't help but feel the scenic beauty and serenity of the place. The green tress-capped Himalayas in the background provided an alluring view. After a long journey, I finally reached Purnagiri temple. The temple was set amidst a beautiful and alluring valley. As soon as I entered the temple, I felt an instant sense of peace and calm. I was awestruck by the beauty of the temple filled with devotees, and the positive vibes of the place were enchanting. We both performed the rituals and offered prayers to the goddess. The journey back was filled with memories of his visit to the temple. I felt grateful for my maternal grandmother for accompanying me on the journey and giving me the opportunity to experience the joy of visiting the Purnagiri temple. It was a life-changing experience for me that I would never forget. I had always been curious about my grandmother's homeland, Nepal. I had heard many fascinating stories from her about the country's natural wonders and rich history. So, when my maternal grandmother suggested a trip to Nepal to visit the Sid Baba Dham temple, I was thrilled to tag along. The journey began early in the morning as we boarded a comfortable bus. I and my grandmother settled into seats and watched as the bus made its way through the bustling city. As we left the city behind and entered the countryside, I was amazed by the picturesque views of the mountains and rivers. The bus ride was long and tiring, but I was too excited to feel exhausted. I had heard many stories about the Sid Baba Dham temple and couldn't wait to see it for own self. After several hours on the road, we finally arrived at a small, quaint village. Upon arrival, we were greeted by friendly locals, who guided us to the temple. As we walked down a narrow path, I was amazed by the serene and peaceful surroundings. I could hear the sound of birds chirping and the wind rustling through the trees. Eventually, we reached the Sid Baba Dham temple, a beautiful and ornate structure set against a backdrop of mountains. The temple was an important pilgrimage site for many devotees, who came from all over the country to offer prayers and seek blessings. The journey to Sid Dham temple and Purnagiri temple has been a unique and immersive experience. These sacred places are not just mere temples, but also have a divine aura that fills the heart with devotion and spiritual energy. The journey to these temples provides a profound sense of connectivity with the divine, a moment of spiritual reflection that invigorates the soul. The Sid Dham temple is situated amidst the serene surroundings of Solan Hills and offers an ideal escape from the mundane routine of city life. The intricate carvings and striking architecture of the temple are awe-inspiring and encourage one to explore the rich cultural heritage of Nepal. The Purnagiri temple located in the Kumaon region of Uttarakhand is a significant pilgrimage destination that attracts a large number of devotees every year. The temple dedicated to goddess Shakti has a unique history, which adds to its grandeur and aesthetic appeal. Overall, the journey to Siddham Temple and Purnagiri Temple has been a transformative experience that instills a sense of peace, tranquility, and spiritual awakening. The pilgrimage to these sacred places helps one to connect with themselves and embark on the path of self-discovery. It is truly an experience that should not be missed by anyone seeking spiritual enlightenment.